Hey guys, what is up? It is Dangeles, and welcome back to episode 254 of Constructing Los Dangeles. How is everybody doing? We are back on the city today, and I am doing another 10-minute post-commentary episode. This is the first one I've done since the 250 mark has been hit, and I have some cool topics to discuss today. But before we get into any of that, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a rundown of what I'm working on in the background. It's going to be the Northeast, guys. I've been really trying to work really hard on this area of the map, try to get as much stuff done as possible in the Northeast of Los Dangeles, because that is the new area. That's where the new development is going on in the city. And I gotta say, it's pretty exciting. It's pretty fun working on an area that's brand new, where there aren't already buildings in place, and I'm just doing interior all day, because kind of building some new structures, especially in Los Angeles, that hasn't happened in a while, it's been pretty fun. So anyway, I'll kind of give you guys a quick rundown of what I'm working on. So I am going to be working on the strip mall a little bit more today. I got started on this particular building in this space last episode. I'm using some granite, some brick, some acacia wood, just some interesting looking blocks and kind of a combo together that look cool. So hopefully you guys will like how that's turning out. I think that building's gonna be pretty good and fit the area nicely, and you know, I'll have several different businesses in there, and it'll just be kind of like a nice little strip mall for the northeastern part of the map. So just a quick recap for anybody who's missed any episodes recently. The northeast area of the map is going to be more or less a low income area. There's going to be some smaller houses. One thing I've noticed, like in building Los Angeles, that 99% of the city thus far has been like a high income area, you know, whether it be like modern houses in the hills. Most of the residential area on the western part of the map is pretty much high end stuff. And then obviously all the apartments are pretty nice. So I wanted to have more of a low income area with some, you know, not as nice buildings, and just to kind of, you know, represent, you know, multiple parts of the city. So not so it's just all like fancy stuff. But anyway, that's the kind of the plan for this area. I think it's turning out pretty good so far in terms of like the theme that I want. A couple of ways that I can really just kind of really hone in on this idea is like adding graffiti on buildings and things like that. You know, making the roads look not as well kept as, you know, some of the other parts of the city. Obviously, the houses are going to be a little bit smaller, maybe slightly run down. Same thing goes with the buildings. And for the most part in this area, we got the strip mall, we got the gas station, we have kind of like that small road that connects to the highway in the very top of the map. We also have our radio station that's been put in, which I have to admit is a pretty cool looking building, but I do think it fits the area because it doesn't necessarily look very modern. It kind of has like a retro theme to it, so that's why I think it kind of fits. Of course, we already got the radio tower to go along with that, and then we have just a bunch of space, I guess, allocated to adding houses, and I'm going to try to add, you know, anywhere from 5 to 7 houses in that space, and it's going to be, you know, more or less kind of like that Grove Street style of residential area that you guys see in GTA 5, and I'm sure a couple of people have already written that in the comments saying, like, you know, this reminds me of Grove Street, and you know, that is like not necessarily exactly what I'm going for, but like, you know, it ends up looking like that. So yeah, that's what it's going to be. Just because it's a cul-de-sac in a low-income area, you know, everyone's going to assume that it's going to be like, you know, Grove Street. So yeah, that's more or less what it's going to look like. And I've added some, you know, above ground telephone wiring. You know, you find that kind of stuff in low-income areas. And yeah, I think it's turning out pretty good. So I'm just going to keep working on it. It's going to be the theme of most of the episodes within the next few episodes, I'd say. I'll switch back and forth, going back up to downtown, or I guess going down to the downtown of the city, and start working on some of the interiors and stuff like that. But made some great progress, and I am now off of spring break, so I am back in school, obviously. I got class again, and spring break was really good for me. I didn't go like away or anything, you know, I just stayed home, you know, like what I do. Just stayed home and played Minecraft. That's what I do. And I got a lot of stuff done on Los Angeles. It was really, really productive. Did a bunch of streams, just got a lot of building done, and I thought that, you know, the amount of progress that I made was just really good. So I'm just getting closer and closer to the finish line. Progress is probably going to slow down a little bit now that I'm back in school, because once you get back from spring break in college, for those of you who don't know, then like a lot of the work really starts to ramp up because you're in the last month until finals. And that's what college professors love to do to you. They love to just slam you with work right at the beginning, or right at the beginning after spring break, and just go straight through to finals. Like, there's not that much work, honestly, in the first month of the semester. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, you know, we're getting kind of close to the end here. I haven't really assigned a whole lot of work, so let me just slam everybody all at once. So that's usually what happens to me, at least. So I'm going to be having a lot of work to do. I totally expect this, and I was not really looking forward to it, but I'm going to have to deal with it. I'm pretty close to graduating anyway, so it's okay. But anyway, getting back to, like, the progress that I've made. Oh, man, it has been fantastic. I was really happy with the progress I made. I knew I had to make a lot of progress over spring break because it was going to be the time where I had significant time off from school, and I'm glad I got that done. So, again, the production of the world's going to slow down a little bit over the next month or so, but that does not mean the videos are going to slow down. I'm still going to try to get as many Los Angeles episodes out to you guys as possible, and that is currently the plan. So, anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to cover when it comes to the building aspects and what I've been working on. So, it's been some great progress. I have been very happy with some of the progress that we have made. So let's get to a question of the day. I haven't answered a question today since CLD 248, if you don't count the 250 Q&A special. So let's get into the question. It comes from Matthew Giller, and the question is, Dan, who do you think will win March Madness? Hashtag QOTD. So I wanted to do a question about March Madness because it's always a really interesting time of year for sports. I feel like college basketball is one of the most unique sports because no one cares at all. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I don't care about the regular season at all. I don't watch any games. But then once it gets to the tournament time, it just all of a sudden that sport just starts to become interesting. I don't know why that is. It's like the complete opposite for me with college football. I love the regular season in college football. I think it's super, super entertaining and intriguing. And then the bowl games, I'm just really not that interested in, except for like the college football playoff and then wherever Oregon's playing. So, which was in the college football playoff last year. We're not talking about this year's bowl game. But anyway, getting back on topic to the question, who do I want to win March Madness? I actually have Oregon winning the tournament. They're in the Sweet 16 currently, and the Sweet 16 starts up tomorrow, I believe. So we'll have those games. Oregon's playing Duke, which should be a really good game. I did pick Oregon to win my bracket, but I filled out a bunch of brackets on ESPN. I think my upset bracket right now, like what I usually do is I fill out like 2 normal brackets of like who I think is going to win, and then I do an upset bracket where I just pick a bunch of 12s, 13s, 15 seeds and stuff like that. And my upset bracket right now is in like the 99th percentile on ESPN because there's been so many upsets. Like Middle Tennessee State over Michigan State, that was wild. That was absolutely absurd. So that was one of those games that really helped me out because, you know, just pick random games. I had no intention of thinking that Middle Tennessee State was going to win, but I just picked random upsets just because that was the point of that particular fill out of that bracket. So I love the NCAA tournament as much. I'm sure a lot of sports fans, you know, who watch my videos love it as well because it's super entertaining and intriguing to see like who's going to get all the way through. Again, Sweet 16 starts up. I have Oregon winning the whole thing. I think my Final Four in my main bracket is Oregon, Kansas, I want to say Indiana and Michigan State. So I already have one out, and I believe I had Michigan State in the title game as well. So I'm already like nearly busted. Oregon versus Michigan State, I believe, is my title game pick. But I have a bunch of different brackets. I'm really just kind of referring to the main one that I filled out because like that was like the first one I did with my gut instincts and stuff like that. And I'm no better than anybody else at picking this stuff. In fact, there's nobody good at picking the NCAA tournament, because it is impossible to guess. Because you have like these professionals, the so-called professionals, I'm putting my quotation marks around that, on ESPN that talk about how they know who's going to win the games and like they have like their analysis and stuff like that. Oh, it's a bunch of bull. It's a bunch of bull crap. But their brackets are in lower percentiles than mine, so you can actually like see people's brackets. Like if you go on ESPN, you can see like Obama's bracket and like, you know, all these other famous athletes and celebrities and stuff like that. And none of them have any clue what's going on. Like there will be people that I never would expect to know anything about college basketball that are in like the 99th percentile, and then like somebody like Dick Vitale is in like the 70th percentile. So it's crazy. The NCAA tournament is super intriguing though. It's got to be one of my favorite sporting events, even though I'm not really a fan of college basketball just because the players leave after one season. I don't think that's very fun, you know, watching that because there's no continuity. Right? The only thing that's continuity or whatever, I don't know how to say that, but the only thing continuous about that sport is the tournament going to be entertaining every year. So no matter who's playing in it. But anyway, that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the building in the background. I'm just trying to make as much progress as I can on this world. I think I'm getting a lot of stuff done. So it's been making me real happy lately. But Hopefully, you guys enjoy the rest of the NCAA tournament if you watch it. If you're like me and you love sports, you know, it's a great event. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give this video a like if you enjoy it. I'll be back again for another episode of CLD 255 in a few days. We'll just be back to a regular 25 minute live comm with some more building, and we'll be back with that in a few days. So thank you guys for watching. It's been Dan Lags. Leave your question of the day submissions in the comment section. I'll go through those and try to find one for next episode. Give the video a like, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.